So apart from being back day, it is fucking freezing out. 20. Ugh. I'm not a massive fan of looking at the temperature gauge and having it say 20 degrees. Not awesome. Not necessarily awesome. Definitely not if you've got to walk or fucking bike to class either. I either need to find the gloves that I do have or buy a new pair if I can't. Because I'm going to get fucking frostbite cruising down like 20 miles an hour. Fuck, dude. Not cool. Not freaking cool. Well, yeah. I guess if you get frostbite, that will affect the lift. That will affect the pump, potentially. You'd have to do kind of an intricate back day if you didn't have the use of your fucking fingies. But enough of that. Rain, shine, snow, storm, any other crazy weather event, the lift will not be stopped. There'd have to be a pretty, eesh, I don't know. I'd probably have to get struck by lightning. And even then, I don't know. I feel like for sure if I got hit by lightning, I would just croak right there. But in my mind, I want to believe I'd be alright. And I'd still go get a crazy arm pump. But plan for back today. I kind of want to chill out on the weight a little bit. Like I want to do, heavy weight, of course, not like nothing. But I want to do a weight on my, oh my goodness. I want to work with weights which I can really control, Like, I don't want to do a set of rows where it's just all, like, swinging, today at least. I want to go a little bit lighter and really focus on squeezing, Like, I do get something out of, and I do like doing, really heavy sets for back, like trying to do the stack on pull downs and the stack on cable rows and just throwing weight around. It gives my lats and my upper traps, mid back, whatever. It does give me a solid amount of fatigue and stimulus. But I have noticed I do get a better pump, at least when I finish the back day off, with a little bit lighter movements where, well, even when I go heavy, I really do focus on getting a good stretch. So I feel like the stretch position of my back day, of my back movements is, I hit that aspect of the reps pretty well. But with some of the really heavy sets, I feel like I don't get as good of a contraction, because I can't physically pull the weight that far. At least not for more than a couple reps when I'm fresh, So if I do a set of cable rows with the whole stack, maybe I do 5 or 6 reps where I can get the bar to like tap my stomach or right around there. But then as I get weaker, I just physically can't get that high up. And I do think I'm still working my back effectively, I'm still just in the lengthened position doing partials, but I always get a really good just a really fucking good pump when I go a little bit lighter and focus on like trying to pull my arms all the way around my back. Like I want my elbows to touch each other in the back or in the the contracted position of a row. So I think that's just what I think. When I actually get in there, it's subject to change. I'll just have to see how I feel. But, same as normal, a little bit of a back and forth between, a little bit of a back and forth between rows and pull downs. Probably some pullovers in the mix as well. But, it's not like I think that having a upper back focused day and a lower back focused day is bad. I just kind of like mixing it up evenly. For the most part, my back days are all pretty much an even mix of pull downs and rows. Some days I'll do a little more pull downs, some days I'll do a little more rows. Maybe, pretty rare, but some days I'll do all rows and some days I'll do all pull downs. Like if I just kind of feel like I want to hit my lats on their own or if I want to hit more upper back. But, as long as you get a back pump, I think you're doing something right. I think you're freaking doing something right. And it's been a couple days since I've done calves, so we'll get that going at the end too. I'm gonna make sure I just destroy them. I don't know if this is well, I wouldn't call this a sign that my calves are growing, but it is kind of a bittersweet feeling when after I've done calves and I've gotten in the car and driven back home, by the time I stand up out of the car, since, when you're sitting down, your calves are kind of in a flexed position, right? When I stand up and I stretch them out a little bit and they just fucking hurt, usually that kind of indicates to me that, I at least beat them down pretty well. Now, obviously, soreness isn't like the indicator of growth, but if you are sore, then it does mean you did something, But yeah, no point chatting about it. Let's just get in there and, well, it's 8 o'clock, plus, it's freezing, so anybody that has to walk to the rec center, they're probably a little bit more prone to skip going. So, not good for them, but potentially good for me. So let's just get started. Exactly what I thought I was going to start with was what I'm going to start with. I know that sounds redundant, but just because I have a plan in my mind of what I'm going to do when I come in, I've still got to actually see what equipment is available. If both of these seated rows were taken, then I'd start with pull downs or something. I don't know. But either way, moderate weight. I'm really going to focus on fucking squeezing the ever-living SHIT out of my back. Oh yeah. One more. Obviously, good squeeze, good stretch. I love the partials at the end. But little anecdote, straps, I swear, well, I guess maybe not for you, but for me, game changer with how much I can squeeze my back and take my forearms and biceps out of rowing and pull down movements. Let's do some fucking pullovers. Machine pullovers will be good. It's been a while since I've done them too. This is kind of a funky movement, and I say that just because I've tried a lot of these pullover machines, and some I like, some I get a good squeeze, and some I just fucking don't, so. Another movement where, sometimes you might just have to try it out and see if it feels good on the specific day. But let's just throw it around. I might do a couple here. We can talk about the execution as we do the sets. Yeah, Let's camp out here for a while. Okay, though potentially not the intensity of this iconic Dorian Yates blood and guts recreation, I think we've all seen that clip. I'll try my best with a little bit of assistance. God damn it.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Are you?
Three more. Come on. Okay.
Buddy.
What?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, goddamn right. That felt way better than the first set. I might have you help me on one more.
Squeeze, yeah, I can get you.
Three more.
There you go. Yeah, buddy.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's enough of that. Let's move on. All right, I'm working in, so no time for a monologue. Let's just hit this set and check the pump. Okay. Let's go check the pump. Those pullovers went fucking bananas. I need to get assisted partial pullovers done every fucking back day from now on. Or at least for the next couple. Because, I mean, that was a better burn at the end of the set. Even after I racked the weight and was just sitting there, then, I mean, I'd say 90% of the sets of pull downs that I've done in the past month. Oh, so let's see what kind of pump it elicited. Plus, the stretch on the lats is fucking gnarly. I felt like I was gonna fucking rip them off when I got to the top. So, let's run through the only two poses there fucking are for back, pretty much. Front back lat spread and front back double bi. Oh my goodness. I feel like a magician. My waist disappeared. Oh man. Oh. No, my goodness. Alright, same thing from the back. Ugh. Oh, fuck. Even just fucking holding those poses burns, man. But, hey. Lats pumped to hell. I feel like, hey, who am I? No offense to any men's physique, guys. Just playing a little goof on you. But crazy fucking pumped. I ordered a foot-long turkey tom from Jimmy John's earlier today, but it got delayed like 4 hours. They didn't have a driver or something. That was going to be the pre-workout meal, but now it's going to turn into the post-workout meal. But I'm going to go over there, smack calves around, and then we can get in the car. Yeah, there's not much to see. Who do you see in your gym, or, well, I guess that's really what I mean, in your gym, who, whenever they walk in, whenever they start their sets, people act a little bit more fucking serious? You know, who do you see where, it's not a question that they're pushing it, right? When you see someone like that, that is your cue to monkey see, monkey do. Take as many fucking traits of their intensity as possible and apply it to your daily lifts. You know, I've seen that all the time. When I was a beginner, when I was I must have been a 170 pounder at the time, there was this one dude at my YMCA, absolute fucking freak. In terms of just overall size, bigger than me now, like 6'2", easily 280. He was bulked at the time. You know, he's repping out 4 plates. And I'm not talking about like my sets of 4 plates where I'm really kind of throwing it up and down quick. He's doing this shit like super slow. Like, I mean, he could throw 5 plates around. Right? Absolute beast. And when he would come in, people would people would notice. It would change the fucking vibe in the gym. So if you see someone like that, that's who you should kind of hold the bar up to. And apart from all the, bad shit that social media kind of fucks with your brain, dopamine, self-perception, everything else, it is a pretty crazy tool, because now, unlike any other time, you can see the top 0.001 fucking percent of any field. So you can sort of hold yourself to that bar, and I don't necessarily always mean results. Of course, you don't have to become a fucking 700 pounder, total freak, but you can see the craziest fucking sets of intensity. You can see freak after freak, lifting videos going all over the world, right? And so that just proves to you that somebody out there, even if you've never fucking seen them before, is just going absolutely bananas, And the way I think about that is, if I see somebody going crazy, in no way imaginable, at least not lately, maybe when I was a beginner, maybe in the back of my mind, I feel like I was even kind of delusional back then about it too, even though I didn't have any results yet. But even if I saw a fucking freak going crazy, 6 plate squats, everything else, I mean, that just sort of showed to me that that kind of intensity is possible, and not just possible, but that's kind of what you should aim for. So I'm not saying that I get top 0.001% intensity every set, but that's what I want. I'm trying to improve that over time. And as my lifts have progressed over the years, I definitely think they have. If you were to look at subjectively my intensity of each lift, let's just say even on average, it's definitely been a steady increase. Maybe plateau a little bit, but if you can tell that you've kind of been slacking on the intensity, and I don't just mean like the weight, right? I don't just mean that you should be doing the most weight you've ever done in your life if you've taken a couple years off. I was just talking to somebody squatting today, a plate and a 25, and I was like, "What are you hitting, man?" He goes, bitch weight." I didn't say this, but it's not really about the weight, I wouldn't be fucking ashamed if I was doing a squat of sets. If I was doing a set of squats with 1 plate, but I actually hit like insane failure, and I was like fucking, like freaking out, like near pass out level intensity. Right? So the weight is secondary. It's just a tool to allow you to go hard on your sets. I think maybe I should put that into practice a little bit more. I've still got a little bit of ego to me, but I've definitely gotten better at just focusing more so on using the weight as a tool and not just throwing the weight around for its own sake. because I've seen tangibly that it just feels better. Better pumps, better fatigue. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see as this both progresses how the growth factor goes, but I think it is going to be pretty good. Yeah, damn, I gotta get home and eat, man. Foot long sub, probably combined with. I'm gonna stop at Kroger. I love. I think the Bolt House. I don't know what they are. It's like these fruit smoothies, like half a gallon of like green goodness, green. I don't know. It's all sorts of fruit and whatever else. So not only is each one of those things like 200 grams of carbs, which that's 800 calories down like nothing, but ton of fucking little electrolytes and vitamins too. Right? I'm not a total well. I always get a bad rap for kind of saying that supplementing your diet with vitamins will make up for the fact that maybe you didn't get all of your potassium from, eating 5 whole potatoes that day, or, your iron from eating leafy greens or whatever else. Yeah, this person did not know when to go on that 4-way stop. But I still kind of believe it. But no, I mean, look, man, you're right. You're right, dude. I should be eating way more fucking broccoli. How about you eat enough broccoli for the both of us? I'm gonna keep drinking my shakes and taking all my vitamins and fish oil. But tomorrow's gonna be arm day. Probably gonna still chill out on buys, but they will come back. I do think this will be kind of a good break. Not necessarily because my biceps are like out of this world, but triceps are lacking a little bit in terms of my arm development. So maybe a week or two of just tries on arm days, give them 100% attention. They'll start blowing up, man. Big ass triceps, that's really what's going to contribute to your arm looking crazy freaky. Right? Big biceps are cool, but when you do a double bi, or when you flex your arms, when your tricep just hangs underneath, I mean that's where the freak factor comes in. And then bicep peak, that's cool too. That's cool too. I'll probably throw some forearms in as well. But calves was good. Calves ended up being on the seated calf raise. Warmed up to 6 plates for both legs, so that was like 4 sets of 20 reps or so. And then I dropped it to 2 plates and just did like 3 more sets of single leg for like 20 reps, just to kind of burn out, finish off the pump. Not necessarily a calf workout based on science or studies. It's just some really heavy sets and then some lighter squeezing sets. And just sitting here right now flexing them feels like I did some damage. I think it's worth looking into to try to find out the best possible way to stimulate your gastrosoleus nemeus and your cumulonimbus. But I mean, don't lose track of the fact that you've still got to just go crazy hard. I made this analogy before and I do stand behind it. The guy who has like a perfectly written out bicep workout with 60-degree supinated dumbbell curls with a 1 second hold to 12 reps with 7 RI reps in reserve, followed by preacher curls, 4 reps in reserve, 4 sets by 3. That guy's gonna lose out in terms of bicep gains to the high school football kid who comes into the gym, grabs a pretty moderate weight in terms of dumbbell curls and just fucking pushes it to the limit for like 5 or 6 sets. So if you do kind of fall under that science-based, well, obviously not, I guess I'm kind of science-based in a sense because I want to do what works, of course. But if you're the kind of guy who likes explaining your workouts by like the fibers that you're targeting and myo rep sets and like reps in reserve and what's the RP rate, RPE and stuff like that. If you're into that, I mean, whatever, but you got to make sure you fucking go hard as crazy. Go hard as crazy. Go crazy hard. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, imagine somebody fucking walking up to a basketball court. You really got to, why are you doing it like that? you're not supposed to shoot the ball like that, dude. You have to have your elbow in line with your hand. You know, he's trying to correct somebody's form, and then the dude dunks 10 threes in a row, and he makes 1 out of 6. You know, so to that extent, I mean, you kind of, it's almost like you've got to have it to be able to tell people how to do it in a way. That's not always true, of course. You know, when I make a little bit of a, yeah, maybe I should spam some more TikToks. I've been slacking. Anybody? Man, I used to do them like daily. Whoops. Yeah, I might start doing those a little more. But when I would do those, I mean, those are all fucking, those are just goofy and ironic and whatever. I'd always go for, I'd have a classic trope. Never listen to anyone smaller than you for lifting advice. You know? And obviously, people that are smaller than me are potentially smarter than me, of course. I'm not going to deny that. But just as a general rule of thumb, I think it kind of holds up a little bit. Of course, there's outliers. Of course, there's bodybuilding coaches with a bazillion years of experience. But you know, sometimes the old head in your gym, he might just be spouting nonsense. I used to bench 405 when I was your age, you know. So that's what I kind of get at there. What is going on here, man? How complicated is a four-way intersection? Right? If he stopped before me, you'd think he'd go. Whatever. Time to go home, eat, play Fortnite with little bro. I'll clip some of it one day and add it in at the end as a little goof, but maybe not today. And then eat some more. I've been thinking about getting a fucking tub to put outside, or maybe, I don't know, maybe 2, because I kind of want to, well, there's a hot tub at the gym. I kind of want to, well, I don't know. I like ice baths, but kind of only sometimes, and not necessarily for any benefit I get from them. I kind of just like them because they're fun, you know. That's how I feel about the sauna too. I mean, I'm sure there's some shit going on with heat shock proteins and, you know, fucking all sorts of heat exposure, whatever. I bet there are some legit benefits. But when I do my cardio and I've got a sauna at whatever gym I'm at, and I go in there for 15 minutes after, it's really just because I kind of like it, you know. So I think that's all I gotta say, man. I turned a 1-minute drive into a fucking 15-minute drive, just doing freaking loops around here. But make sure you had a good lift. I'm not really the New Year's resolution type. I find that to be kind of a poor approach to goal setting, because I mean, the first thing that you've done is delay starting, which, I mean, that is the last thing you want to do. Okay, I'm gonna start doing this, and I'm gonna track my calories and this. I'm gonna start next year. Ooh, not so sure about all that, but yeah, maybe if that's you though, if that's your deal, you wanna set a resolution. Maybe set your resolution to start doing some cardio, right? Let's just leave it at that. So I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow for triceps, forearms, and whatever the heck else.